Kettlebell swings and pregnancy. Now, if you want to learn how to do a kettlebell swing, this is not the video for you. I have another video on that. I'm gonna briefly go over how to do a kettlebell swing, but mostly this is just about pregnancy considerations and modifications for when things might get tricky. Doing kettlebell swings in pregnancy. So first of all, just general, real quick lesson on a kettlebell swing. We wanna start with our feet in the bell in a triangle. We wanna get nice deep hinge, tilt the bell back, roll the shoulders back, and we're gonna hike aggressively to the crotch, get tall with an exhale, load and explode into that next rep. Make sure that you're being patient, let the bell drop. It should be way up high in the crotch, and then use a short, powerful T or CH exhale sound. Everybody should do this, but during pregnancy, super important to get that extra TVA, transverse abdominis, deep core engagement on every rep. Now, where kettlebell swings can get tricky later on in pregnancy, one real quick tip is just to elevate your bell. So when you're picking the bell up and putting it down, when you're in that deep hinge position, I know things can get crowded. I've been pregnant a couple times, FYI, so I am speaking from experience. So I like to just elevate my weight, especially if I'm working in a circuit or obviously even just for sets and reps. I just keep my bell there. So every time that I go to it, I'm not having to get so low, and I can get in that nice hike position. And when I'm done, I can put it right back the way it came, okay? Next up, if it's getting too crowded, so your hands are obviously together, but if it's crowding belly, your belly's too big that you feel uncomfortable with your arms jamming into the side of your belly, one option would be to do single arm swings. Yes, it's a little bit more advanced, so be aware of that, but that is an option. So just make sure the free arm is mimicking the working arm, and then you don't have to feel as crowded. Another option would be half kneeling swings. Again, it's a single arm version where you aren't as crowded. If right leg's out front, right arm is going to be swinging. You get that same nice powerful hip extension, but your back swing is more into this leg, into the side of your belly. So just something to consider. More likely, you're gonna use these regressions, which simulate the kettlebell swing and what we wanna get out of it beautifully. One is a kettlebell goblet clean, and one is a high pull. So first, a kettlebell goblet clean, again, might be a great idea to just bring the floor closer to you, especially if it's a spatial issue. We're gonna straddle the bell, heels just outside the hips, toes pointed forward, get into a deep hinge, so butt down and back, spread those glutes, and we're gonna have all 10 fingers wrapped around the horns, push the feet into the floor, slide around, catch with that same short, powerful exhale. So you're still training that explosive power, but you have the advantage of stopping at the top and stopping at the bottom, where of course you don't have that in a kettlebell swing. It's continuous, and you have to be able to tolerate that load, that demand on the pelvic floor and the core rep after rep. So that takes away a couple of those factors. Next one is kettlebell deadlift high pull. That's kind of be between the goblet clean and the swing, because again, you're traveling vertically and you get to stop at the floor, but you don't get to stop at the top. So really short and powerful, elbow goes high, elbows go high, sorry. And as soon as that bell gets weightless, you're shooting your butt back to guide it back down to the floor. Really similar training effect to the kettlebell swing, only again, with the advantage of being able to put it down on the floor and doing each individual rep, making sure you use that exhale for that deep core recruitment. Okay, lastly, if things are getting way too real, or maybe your belly feels in the way when you're doing even high pulls and cleans, something to consider is powerful deadlifts. So again, the training effect of a kettlebell swing is explosive power while we're doing strength, while we're doing conditioning, but it's that speed. So if you don't want to just be doing deadlift after deadlift for strength, which are also great for pregnancy, consider doing tempo deadlifts. I have my bell elevated again. You can go down to the floor if you feel comfortable. I'm going to talk about the grip in a second. First, just a normal deadlift grip. All 10 fingers around the horns, elbow pits forward, spread the cheeks, roll the shoulders back, ribs in. And we're going to short, powerful exhale up, inhale back for 1, 2, 3, tap and inhale back, 1, 2, 3, up, short and powerful. So you're still working on that speed on the way up. The tempo on the way back just gives it that nice contrast, so we can really focus on that powerful up rep only. Now, as far as a grip, if this feels even too crowded, right? Even just to be here, I know that belly could get real. So a couple of things you could do. You can do a single arm or even double if you're feeling strong. So if you're just doing a suitcase grip, you can have those thumbs facing forward, so you might not feel so crowded. So you have a bell on either side, an arm on either side of the belly. You could also do this single-sided, which is a great exercise in and of itself because you get that off balance, that anti-rotation. But again, consider, you'll have to switch sides, which is fine. So grip, you also have options for grip there. Anyway, I hope that you can keep swinging or getting a similar training effect to kettlebell swings during pregnancy, because I know that I love them and they make me feel super badass during pregnancy. So swing on, ladies. Live epic, be epic.